He who holds this is the only one that is allowed to communicate with the dog. He who holds this lead is the only one that's allowed to ask the dog to do something. He who holds the lead must start and finish the exercise and everything in between. Now, you can work as a team and advise if you see one of them struggling, but you're not allowed to advise by advising the dog. So you can go, calm down, relax, slow down, but your advice has to be directed at the handler, not at the dog. Because if you ask the dog to sit and then you come over and start stroking the dog and the dog comes out of the sit, the dog just learned it can ignore you. Yeah? So what we need to do is when she is whining, she gets absolutely nothing. Okay. As soon as she lays down or sits or is calm and there's a prolonged pause between the whining, we stroke. Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, she whines for attention, a bit like a child crying, mum, 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 mum. Yeah. And we see it with dogs as well. Sometimes if they're pawing at us, nudging at us, whining, barking for attention, and we give them the attention, they go, that worked, I'm going to do that again. But we're making it on their terms when they demand it, when they want it. So if they don't get it, then often the behaviour escalates. The whining gets worse, the barking gets worse. Yeah. So it's not about not fussing her. It's about making sure that before you fuss her, she's doing something that we like. Mm-hmm. Because the golden rule is fuss what you like, don't give attention to what you don't like. Yeah. Yeah, so if you don't like the whining, don't be stroking her when she's whining. So what we do when it comes to a correction, right, is we don't pull, because when I pull, your natural response is to want to pull against it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we create a little bit of that. Yeah, and if I pull too hard, what happens is the dog comes off the floor, which we don't want. Yeah, so what we actually have to do is give a little bit and then take it. You gave 3 pops on the lead when she was fixated on a dog, and she showed no response to it whatsoever. Yeah, it's not about being harsh to the dog, but if I do that and nothing happens, and do that and nothing happens, and do that and nothing happens, she's not registering it. It's like me going sit, 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 and the dog not doing it. The dog hasn't registered what I'm asking it to do. It's either ignoring me or it's shut off its ears because it's hyperfixating on something over there, and I need to interrupt it. If you keep repeating yourself over and over again and it doesn't happen, then the dog is learning to ignore you the same. So it's just a little bit of give. Wait, the dog needs to go, hello, what was that? Just give like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not to hurt the dog. Yanking the dog away when it's at the end of the lead is more likely to hurt the dog. Yeah, but we want to give and pop. Yeah, and what you're looking for is the dog to go, that we don't do that. See that? Yeah, because that, he doesn't know at that moment in time, I'm going to give him a treat. What it looks like to Dempsey is I'm trying to touch him. Best thing to do, Dempsey, is that. What that does is puts no pressure on him. What it does is allows him to keep his distance, so he's not forced to come towards me. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like I'm reaching in to touch him, and he still gets that association that, hey, food comes from that person.
Good boy.
Good boy. Live our life worried about what other people think. Half these people think of a shit.
No,
yeah. The people that you're worried about judging you, you're worried that someone's going to think you're a loon because your dog barks, yeah? Mm-hmm. But who is this other people? Do they have any bearing on your life? Are you inviting them round for dinner? Are they inviting you round for dinner? Would they visit you if you was in hospital? The reality is, we aren't doing what's best for our dog because we're so worried of being judged by complete strangers. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, this is something that is rubbing off on the youth of today. You see kids so worried about what other people are thinking, they think that they should look this way or this way because that's what society says. Mm-hmm. Yeah? The reality is, who cares? If your dog pulls on the lead and goes mental before a walk, stop saying to them, do you want to go walkies? Of course the fucking dog wants to go walkies. It's been stuck indoors all day. It wants to get out and explore. Want to go walkies, 99% of the time, is just a precursor to let your dog know, fun is happening and your dog will often lose its shit. Then you start losing your shit. Stop, wait, come here, sit, just sit down. And then you attach the lead. And then what happens is your sorry ass gets dragged to the fucking door. Then you wrap the lead around your hand and you pull back on that lead. Wait. As you're trying to open the door, you're restraining. Go on in. And the dog fucking goes flying through the door, moving at 100 miles an hour, and then pulls like a freight train. Simply pick up those leads randomly throughout the day. When you make a cup of tea, pick up the leads, put them somewhere else. Your dog's going to think it's going for a walk, and very quickly it will realise that you're just picking up the leads. When it comes time for going for a walk, call your dog to you, attach the lead. If your dog starts losing its shit, sit down, have a cup of tea, slow down. You won't have to do this forever. Just get this bit right for the next couple of days and it becomes second nature. You want to be able to pick up that lead, go to the door. Ask your dog to sit, make sure you're between the door and the dog. Go to open the door. If the dog goes out, no, shut the door, back into a sit. You want to be able to open that door with the dog looking at you, then lead the dog out. Pop the dog straight back into a sit, shut the door, short but relaxed lead by your side. If the dog starts to pull, you simply pull up and relax. Start the walk the right way and you'll see a massive difference in your dog. One of the most dangerous things you can do with a dog is to feed it and then take it for strenuous exercise. It can cause a condition known as bloat, which can be life-threatening. When I mean strenuous exercise, I don't mean them getting up, going into the garden for a toilet. I mean going for proper exercise. It's always best to feed your dog after a walk. Plus, they're going to be hungrier. And if you're hand feeding your dog, i.e. you don't have set meal times, that's the same as giving your dog treats on a walk. That's absolutely fine. But if you're going to feed your dog before a walk, you want to give them at least 45 minutes to an hour minimum for that food to settle down and go down before any strenuous exercise. But if you're feeding from a bowl, it's always best to do it afterwards. 60-second tips that will improve your recall tenfold. Number 1, stop letting your dog off the lead before it's ready. Every single time your dog runs over to something and you can't stop it, your recall is going to get worse and worse and worse. Your dog knows you can't stop it. Number 2, make sure it's on a long line. That way, if it does attempt to run over to something, you can step on that lead or you can pick up that lead. If the dog ignores you, you can rein it in so the dog learns there's no negotiation. So you don't stand there going, come, what's this? It's okay, he's friendly. We need to block this. Number 3, excuse me, I lost count. Number 3, don't stand still when you call your dog. If your dog sees something and looks back at you and sees you standing still, it's going to anticipate that you are going to stand still. Therefore, it's likely to try to run over to something because it's anticipating you're going to stay where you are. Or worse, if you go running towards your dog, it goes, great, you're going this way, I'll pick up my pace. Simply, as you call your dog, move backwards. Don't forget, this book, How to Raise a Perfect Dog, literally has everything you need about recall and so much more. If you don't have it yet, get it. It will change your relationship forever for the better. So she can be zigzagging, sniffing, stopping, doing all those things dogs like to do. We have, when we're lead walking, we have what we call hill and what we call free time. Hill is, imagine being a bit like in the army, soldiers marching. When the soldiers are marching, you have a leader, the rest of them are following. You don't have people in that march going, oh, look, sunflower. Oh, look, dandelions. No. They would get reamed out for it, right? Reamed out is a word. Now, there is order, but then they also have some downtime. So if we're walking, if I say hill, you're not sniffing, you're not zigzagging, you're walking in this spot. If I stop, you're in the same spot. I dictate the pace, you follow. Yeah, because we are marching and I am the lead and you are following. When I go, right, it's safe to do so, the coast is clear, I respect that you're a dog, I respect you want to sniff, I respect you want to explore, we're going to stop. We're going to wait for her to look at us and we're going to say, break. Now she can go in front. Now she can zigzag. Now she stops, we'll allow her to stop. Now she can do all the things that dogs like to do. There is still order. She's not allowed to start yapping off at everything that moves. There is still order. She's not allowed to start dragging you, but she is now allowed to be free. So we have hill, which is marching like soldiers, and break, which is free dog, now sniff, now do all those things. And we practice both. That's how you get confidence, reliable, her leading. The break, the free time is a reward for the march, for listening to you, for a job well done. Does that make sense? I ask the dog to sit and I stroke the dog. Send the dog to its bed and I stroke the dog. Call the dog and I stroke the dog. I'm doing that because I'm saying, good girl, well done, right? So if she's reacting and I'm like, no, stop it, good girl, I'm basically saying, yeah, well done, bite him hard, get him, fuck him up. I hold that tension there. Not only does it become more uncomfortable for him because it tightens, he panics. It's like, well, I'm not doing that behaviour, what do you want? If I apply the tension too soon as well, because I'm worried that he's going to react, I force the reaction. Because I go from being relaxed to, oh shit, there's a dog, and he goes, what? Oh shit, there's a dog. So it becomes a precursor. Because when I'm in the field and there's nothing going on, I'm chill. When I see a dog, I go, oh shit. So what do you think he does? Oh shit. I start making this like sort of part of a routine. If I stop, you stop, and I stop for no reason whatsoever, when I do have to stop because there's a dog, it's not foreign and it's not a precursor. We alert dogs that there's a dog because we only stop when that distraction is there.
Keep walking around.
And what would you do here? Yep. Flip. Yep. Thank you, Sophie. Us to nose on the first session. Look at that. Look how close they are. Thanks, Anne. Sort of tension into that lead. A lot of like tightness on your hand. It's like just with a big dog, I'd put it through my index finger like that and knock it off, right? So if the dog does pull, I'm not going to get rope burn. It's not going to break anything. Just through like that, lock it off. So, but with a dog like him, he's not very big. He's not very strong. I would just literally just come here, mate. Pressure. Start where you want him. So about here. Arm relaxed by your side. Yeah. Bunch up that lead. So it's nice and comfortable. So it's almost like just holding a bag and then just settle. Yeah. And keep that length. Keep that length in that lead so I can feel tension, so I turn that tension off. I want this lead to be almost like I'm carrying a bag. Yeah, effortless. If there's tension, it's time to communicate. Bring him round, arm relaxed, tension in my lead because he's not by my side. As soon as he's where he is, that tension comes off. Tension, take it off, relax. A little bit of tension as we turn it off, relax. And I want him to walk at my pace. If I slow down, I want him to slow down. If I speed up, I want him to speed up. If I turn, I want him to be aware of where I am. If I stop, I want him to stop. If I move, he moves. I stop, he stops. I move, he moves. I stop, he stops. Good boy. Kind of wait for Nigel to acknowledge us. Then we give Nigel some freedom. But again, the rules don't go out the window. I'm not skiing. I'm not tracking. I'm not a cart. I don't want to be pulled. So, as soon as you start pulling me, we're going to stop. You can walk, you can sniff, you can do all of that. You can have all of the good stuff you want. But I want my arm here. I don't want you to go, now you give me some freedom. It's freedom! Running here, like a jackrabbit, getting yourself into trouble. One thing you need to understand is obviously, if the dog is walking around the streets and it's got too much lead to the point it could go around the corner before you, dangerous. Using it correctly, you shouldn't be using a flexi lead. If your dog's got too much lead on that flexi lead, and you're walking around the streets and it steps into the road, you can't stop it. Yeah, dogs have lost their lives as a result of that. You shouldn't be using a flexi lead. Yeah. The reality is, you also must understand, if you have a reactive dog, the more lead it's got, the less control you have. Yeah, so you might want to think about that if you're using a flexi lead. That doesn't mean the flexi lead is a bad tool. That just means that the person using it isn't using it to what it's designed to do. It's designed to give dogs freedom safely. That can't necessarily be off lead. It's designed for dogs to explore safely. That may not necessarily to be able to be off their lead. There are good versions of this tool that shouldn't, like this, to take one, and then there are bad versions, the one with a cable that will literally cut you to pieces. That doesn't mean all flexi leads are bad. That just means that you have good versions and bad versions. And the bad versions, I wish they'd stop selling them. This can, if your dog's pulling and it's tight and you give them more lead, your dog can learn that pulling gets them more freedom. So you can condition your dog to start pulling unintentionally by the use of the flexi lead. That doesn't mean the flexi lead's a bad tool. It just means that incorrect use of it, the tool holding the tool, is the problem, not the tool itself. And then we got her out the car, she would come out the car barking. If she was whining and we get her out the car when she's whining, she's going to come out whining and in that energy, and then she's going to be way more reactive. People will make their dogs sit before they go for a walk, but their dog's not calm. They think the action of sitting before you go for a walk is enough, but it's sit, that, looking at you, then go for a walk. Same as any threshold, and your car is a threshold, whether it's the back seat, whether it's the boot. Yeah, thresholds, they have to enter calmly. So by taking an extra few minutes as we was having a conversation for her to completely lay down and relax, then when we bring her out, that's the mindset she comes out in.
Yeah.
So you can exit into a new area through that threshold with a dog locked and loaded. You're going to get a dog that's locked and loaded.
Yeah.
If you enter or exit that threshold with a dog that's calm, that's going to set you up for success. So a reduction in pulling, reduction in reactivity, reduction in all-round anxious behaviour is reduced just by waiting. The harness itself doesn't make the dog pull. Dogs already pull. Excitement, things they want to get to, and they're conditioned that when that lead goes tight to pull through it, right? But when we are on a harness and he's pulling, we are effectively using a tool designed for a dog to pull comfortably. So it becomes much more long-winded to stop the pulling. Whereas if he starts to pull, I can just go up, slow down, up, slow down. Let's go. Good boy. Walking nicely, come round. And look, watch this, watch my hand. Up, relax. Up, relax. Up, relax.
So we see this, we're seeing what you're doing.
Oh my God, what a happy dog. Did I not say hello?
No.
Why?
He doesn't like people.
Exactly. I can't touch him without now having to go over you.
Yeah.
Your little advance forward just made it abundantly clear that he can't be touched.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because if I reach in and touch him and you stand there and just leave him out in the open, or if somebody approaches you and he leaves your side and goes in front of them and you let that happen, and a person touches him and he bites, he's fucked.
Yeah.
You're fucked. We're all fucked. It's
Yeah.
not good. Yeah? In order for him to relax, he needs to know, like that, you've got his back.
Yeah.
And the way you show it is that somebody comes towards you, you step in front of him.
Yeah.
If you stand still and he goes to step in front of you, you pull up on that lead and you put him right back there. Yeah? Because you go, no, because you leaving my side to see what's going on puts you in that danger zone where somebody can touch you, or you have to feel the need to defend the situation. So I know if you go in front, bad decision time is incoming. So I'm not going to let you do that. Yeah?